All right, so anyway, we've got triangle inequalities. So this is golden box of knowledge. I think you guys already know this stuff, but it's basically the smallest angle. The smallest angle is across from the smallest side. The medium-sized angle is across from the medium-sized side. And then the largest angle is across from the largest side. Okay, we're going to do that more with right triangles. That's going to like save your life later. But I'll show you like how ACT does some of these for some of their multiple choice. So the best question is number 1, where it says list the angles. Just please don't be the kid who lists the sides. That's the only thing. So for listing the angles from least to greatest, what you do is you find the smallest side. So you're like 7. And then this angle across from it is angle B. So angle B is the smallest angle. So you're going to go angle B. And then on ACT, they use this notation. They use the less than. My math lab, of course, just does commas. So that's a little frustrating. They'll do like commas, least to greatest. But ACT does inequalities. So my quiz is going to have inequalities on it because that's how ACT is. So just so you know. So it's going to be like angle B is the smallest. Then I go to the next smallest, the medium-sized side is 8. So angle A is the next one. And then my final one would be the ones that's left, angle C. So that's how you would like write it out. So with the less than signs. It always goes least to greatest for the inequalities, like less than, okay? All right, so now we're going to juice it up. You ready? So I'm going to do number 2 for you, and then you're going to try number 3 because I think you can do it. So this one says you have to list the angles of the triangle from least to greatest, but you're only given a bunch of sides, like algebra junk for the sides, and then a perimeter. So the first thing you should do is draw a picture. It just is like, you're going to have to keep track of all this stuff, and it's just so much easier just drawing the picture. So I'm going to label it KLM, and then I'm going to label the sides with all the algebra stuff. So I'm going to do like KL is x minus 4, LM is x plus 4, and then KM is 2x minus 1. Yep. So, first step. Like, the point is to get to the first problem, you know? So you have, like, the numbers, and you can do the across business. But you don't have anything. You just have a bunch of x's. So the first thing you do with this stuff is you need to find x. Okay? So you're like, oh, yeah, no big deal. Well, you've got a bunch of sides, and you have a perimeter. So what you're going to do is you're just going to have this like huge algebra problem where you add them all up and set it equal to 27. So this next one you're going to do, you have a bunch of angles. You don't have a perimeter, but you know how many degrees is in a triangle. So the first step is pretty similar whether you're doing sides or angles. You're just going to go x minus 4 plus x plus 4 plus 2x minus 1 equals 27. Because that's the perimeter of the shape. And then you're going to just algebra it down to get your x. So, what do we get? Oh, actually, this worked out pretty good because those 4's cancel. And then add it over, and you get 7. So cool. Okay, then the second thing you're going to do is you're going to find the sides. So you're just going to throw in the 7 into all the sides because then you'll have all their lengths. So I'm going to throw 7 into this guy. This is where you realize like, wow, I drew it really not to scale because if I do 7 minus 4, I get 3. 7 plus 4, what is that, 11? And then 2 times 7 minus 11, or 1 is, what, 14 minus 1? 13, right? So essentially you find x, plug it into all the stuff, okay? And now you're going to do like what we did on the first problem. So you're just going to go like across from each other. So for number 3 or step 3, you're going to find, okay, here's the smallest side. So the smallest angle is going to be angle M. And then you're going to do the less than sign. And then you're going to go in order. So then 3 was the smallest. The next smallest is 11. So then across from side 11 is angle K. Oops, I do blue. So then angle K, and then your last one less than, and then angle L. And then that'd be your answer. So, okay. So what I'd like you guys to do is try to do number 3. It's basically the same, but now opposite. So you're going to deal with the angles and then list the sides. So see if you can do it. I think you can. I think you can. And check your answers with people around you, so then you know you did it right. All right, boys, did you figure it out?
Yeah, I'm working on it. So
now you gotta do the sides.
Oh shoot. What's 68 minus 25? Or no. Wrong.
This is
108.
this is right. You just divided wrong. Oh.
So
Good.
angle, yeah.
You're good so far. I'm good so far.
Angle C. Angle A.
Okay.
I'm so smart. Like Austin. I'm like Austin. Yeah, clearly. Bro was watching too much. What?
That's good.
Yes. You just got it. C-A-A-B. You plug in that. Yeah, but that just gives you the angle. Yeah, you need to find the angle. No, because it says you have the symbol. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm stupid.
Yeah. 32 is right. I got 44 for this one.
Oh shoot. Oh wait, what am I doing? Is this right?
Oh, you were the kid.
What? Oh, I did
It's the
subtract.
sides. It's okay. Do you remember this? Remember this feeling, because then you'll never do it again. That's how you remember. Just remember. Okay, so you add them up to 180. A lot of you guys got up to 12. Then you're going to throw it into your angles. So I got 32, 44, 104. And then as far as like the sides, then I'm going to go across from 32. So ACCA, who cares? Doesn't matter which one you write. And then you're going to do AB and then finally CB. I mean, that one you can kind of cheat a little just by looking at the picture, but on the quiz, there's not going to be a picture. So just so you know, you're going to have to draw it yourself. So just be aware. Answer is AC, AB, CB. AC, AB, CB. Okay. All right, so number 4 is the one that messes people up the most, I would say, because I bet, guys, boys, okay, I bet looking at this, you would say the wrong answer, no offense. But you would probably be like, the smallest angle on that picture is 50, right? On there. So, oh, the shortest side has got to be DB. Death. It's not that one. Okay. So I'm going to show you my strategy for this one. So what I do is I'll do like each triangle separate. So I go for, because I got to go short to long for the sides. And I'm going to focus on this triangle first, and then I'll do the other triangle. So if I look at that triangle, okay, DB is the smallest. Obviously, we just kind of talked about that. So DB, and then it would be what? AB, and then it would be AD. Okay. Now, if you look at the other triangle and do the same thing, okay, the smallest angle in that triangle is 55. So the smallest side would then be CB. Then the next biggest is 60, which would be DB. And then it would be DC, would be last. So this is what you do, is you look at like where there's repeats. So this is the shortest side in the red one, but it's the medium in the blue. You know what I'm saying? So like, if it's the shortest in the red, cool, but it's the medium in the blue. So that means you're like the legit answer to this question has got to be CB. So CB is the correct answer because once you compare them both, the smallest in the big triangle is the medium in the other triangle. And this is here. I'm going to try to draw this so it looks like here. Hold on. Okay, guys, stop. This is like really exaggerated, but this is what it could look like. Do you know what I mean? Like in the red triangle, this is the shortest side, but in the blue triangle, it would be this one. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to, this is my strategy of doing it, so then you can for sure get the shortest side. So you have to compare them. I think that one's kind of hard, personally, but. This one is a theorem. I think it's kind of intuitive. It's kind of goofy, but it's on ACT, so we're going to talk about it. But you've already done exterior angles. So the measure of an exterior angle is right here. Oh my gosh, hey.
She's making you guys math this hard on the brink of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got to crank so we can get the homework done.
You guys got this. Thanks for working hard. Thanks for all you do.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Look at him just showing up. Yeah. All right, here we go. So you guys remember how like you take 1 and 2 add them, you get 3, right? This theorem is, I think, kind of goofy. It's just saying that the measure of angle 3 is going to be greater than like the measure of angle 1, and measure of angle 3 is going to be greater than the measure of angle 2. Like the exterior angle is going to be bigger than the other remote interiors. Exactly. That's the theorem. So the hardest question I could find about this one is this picture. Okay? Just okay. Hold on. So here, if we're comparing 1 and 6, here's 1, here's 6. Do you see how angle 1's the exterior on there? Okay, so 1's the exterior. Okay, so that one's going to be bigger. If you're looking at 2 and 1, okay, I mean, just look at it. Like, look at 2. It's little. You see it? And look at angle 1. You probably figure it out. I'm just going to say that. So angle 1 is also the exterior, is like the official reason, but it's angle 2 is going to be less than. Also, I feel sad for you guys because you guys didn't hear the phrase, the gator eats the grater. For the inequalities, because it like opens. You did? Okay. Some people, all my other hours didn't know that one. I was like, what a classic. Yeah, the gator, get it? Okay. Yeah, I know, that's what goes. That's my middle school teacher. Okay, anyway. So, next one. Okay, now we're doing 6 and 3. So here's 6, here's 3. Do you see it? You see the triangle? There you go. 6 is the exterior. So those are going to be greater. Okay. All right, so that's it. Okay. All right, now this guy. There are, girls, okay, there are a couple ways to do these problems. I'm going to show you like the legit supposed to do it this way, and then I'll show you the cheat way. Okay, so, because the cheat way doesn't work all the time. That's why I'm going to show you each one. But basically, the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle must be greater than the length of the third side. Otherwise, the triangle like doesn't close. Like if the sides are, two of the sides are too short, it'll be like this, and then it doesn't like reach all the way. So it has to follow this rule. So this is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but you have to check all these. So you have to say like PQ is greater than PR, or both of these added together has to be greater than QR. So you have to do like every combination of the three sides. So red and green has to be greater than blue. Then you got to do like green and blue has to be greater than the red one. There you go. And then PQ, QR greater than PR. Ask for St. Nick if you do St. Nick. Okay. So essentially what it is you have to check every combination. Okay. So for the first one, for part A, okay, this is like the legit way to do it, and I'll show you like the cheaty way to do it, okay? So what you would do is you would check that 8 plus 15 is greater than 17. And you're like, I wonder. And you're like, yep. So you do like a little check. That's what my professors always did when I worked. And then you try every combination. So this is like the legit way, so just go with it. Just hold on. And you're like, I wonder if 15 and 17 is greater than 8. I think so. Okay, and then what's the last one? 8 and 17, right? Red and blue, I didn't do yet. Is greater than the green one, 15. And you're like, yeah, duh. Okay, so then this one would be yes. So that's like the official way to prove it, okay? All right, so this is like kind of the cheaty way to do it, is take the two smallest. If it's going to fail, it's usually with the two smallest ones. Okay, so what you do is you take the two, these just happen to be the same order I've been going, but like if you take the two smallest ones and do it, if it fails, you're done. You can say it doesn't make it. But it usually happens with the two smallest. So this one, does it? What do I get? 14? Well, no. It's got to be legit greater. Okay, so just so you are aware. Oh geez, what's going on here? There we go. Okay. All right, same thing with this one. I'm going to show you the legit way to do this. Okay, and then I'll show you a little cheat method. The only problem though is the cheat method doesn't work with the crazy algebra problems. Okay, so that's why I get a little nervous about it. So this is saying that you've got you got a side that's 5 and you got a side that's 16. And they said, what's the range for the third side? So what you're going to do is call this the third side be like X or whatever. Okay. And this is like the legit way. So you have to do 5 plus 16 is greater than X. So that's one of them. And what you're going to do is solve these cute little guys, these cute little inequalities. Okay. And then you're going to do another, like a rearranging. So I would do like 16 plus X has to be greater than 5. So I'm going to solve that guy. And then I'm going to do, what do I need? Red and blue still. So 5 and X has to be greater than green, 16. Okay. So that's how you set them up. Like you just do every combination just like you have for the other one, only your blue is an X. Instead of like 17, you know, you're going to use X. And then you just solve them. So you're like, what's 16 plus 5? And you're like, 21. And then there's usually one that's weird, because like this one, if you subtract 16 over, you get like negative 11. So you're like, thank you for telling me a side has to be greater than a negative number. So one of these is usually kind of like a throwaway one, just because of the nature of how it's set up. But this one is legit, because that's actually like a actual number. Okay, so X has to be greater than 11, but less than 21. You're going to write it like a compound inequality, which I think they've been adding to Algebra 1. So I think you've done this before, where you do 11 is less than X, which is less than 21. Do you remember this? This is how you write it. So it ranges between 11 and 21. So it's always less than. It's like this thing that just looks stupid, and no offense, it really does. Okay, it does in math world. People are like, what is wrong with you? So just don't write that. I've seen like weird stuff too. What do people do? I've seen like weird things like this or something that doesn't even make sense. Okay, so just don't be weird about it. Just go least to greatest, and it's always less than for your answer. Cheat way. Okay, 5 and 16 add them. There's your bigger number. 5 and 16 subtract them. There's your smaller. Do you see what I did there? So you add them, you get the bigger one. Subtract them, you get the smaller one. But the problem is, see, I should beef this one up a little. I've seen beefier questions in this, where it's like all algebra-y all over the place. But you have to do it this long way. You can't do like the trick method. So for this question, you're going to do the same as what you did on the other one. You're going to go 5 plus 7 has to be greater than the third side, X plus 1. But what I'm saying is sometimes there's algebra on all the sides. So you're just going to have to set up all these inequalities and do some algebra for it. So you're going to solve that little guy, and then you're going to do, what am I going to do? Green and blue is greater than red, which was 5. And then I need red and blue still. So I'll do red and blue greater than green, 7. And then you solve each of them. So same thing, but it's a little spicier, you know? Okay, X plus 1. And then we subtract 1, we get 11. What is this? X plus 8. Oh, this is the goofball one. There's always a goofy one. Because this, you get negative 3. Ew. Like what? No. That doesn't even make sense. I get a negative side. This would be 6. Okay, this one's a normal. X is greater than 1. So X has to be greater than 1, less than 11. So you write it, smaller one is less than X, which is less than 11. That's how you write it. So, and then that's it.